In this video, I'm going to be showing you my top 3 audio interfaces under $150. Welcome to the Home Studio Academy. My name is Nolan Freitas, and my goal for today is to help you find the perfect budget interface for your audio needs. Starting with the AUDIENT EVO 4. This interface currently retails for $129 at the time of shooting this video, and the link to all of these interfaces will be listed down in the description below in case you want to buy one after watching the review. So looking top down on this interface, it does have one master control knob to control the gain and volume. In the top left, you have your 48-volt switch, which will power on condenser microphones. You also have 2 buttons to switch between channel 1 and 2. On the bottom left, you have your automatic gain control, which we'll talk about just in a little bit. And then on the right side, you can switch between your headphones and your monitors. On the front side, you have one input jack for your instrument and one input for your headphones. And on the back of the interface, you can connect up to 2 XLR cables and 1 pair of studio monitors. The biggest selling point of this interface is the automatic gain control. This is great for beginners because all you have to do is plug your microphone or your instrument, and then the audio interface is going to set the levels for you. The EVO is going to ensure that the audio isn't too loud or clipping. At the same time, it's not going to be too quiet. It's going to be set just right. This way, you can be worry-free and just focus on creating. In addition, this audio interface does have software compatibility, and it has the playback loop function. This is great for live streamers or people doing screen shares because you'll be able to capture the sound of your computer as well as your microphone. The second interface we're going to be taking a look at is the Universal Audio Vote 1. This interface currently retails for $119 at the time of shooting this video, and hopefully you can tell from the back that I am a big fan of Universal Audio. I do own their Apollo Twin X, which is one of their top line interfaces, but truth be told, if I was starting everything from scratch all over again and I had a really tight budget, I think that this would be the interface that I would choose. On the front side, you have one input for either XLR or instrument cables. You also have one gain control, one vintage mode button, which we'll talk about just in a little bit, an instrument button to switch between your inputs. You have your 48-volt switch to turn on your microphone, a direct monitoring switch, one volume knob for your monitors, one headphone input, and one volume knob for your headphones. And on the back of the interface, you can connect up to 1 pair of studio monitors, and it also has the MIDI in and out, so if you have a MIDI keyboard, you can connect it that way as well. The biggest selling point of this interface is the vintage mode button. This is going to give you access to a 610B preamp that will add a little bit of warm and tube characteristic to the sound of your recordings. By the way, that piece of hardware today retails for around $2,000, so the fact that you can access these type of sounds with an interface of this price range is just mind-blowing to me. In addition, this audio interface is bundled with up to $400 worth of Universal Audio plugins, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with them, they make top-notch plugins that sound pretty much identical to the hardware, and they even included one of my favorites, which is the Marshall Plexi amplifier. And by the way, if you're learning something new and getting value out of today's content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. The next interface we're going to be taking a look at is the FOCUSRITE SCARLETT Solo. This interface retails for $109, and it was actually one of the first interfaces that I've ever owned. In the front, you have one input jack for your XLR cable, one input for your instruments, and then one input for your headphones. It has 2 independent gain knobs, 1 volt switch, 1 air button which will boost the high frequencies of your recordings, an instrument button to switch between the type of input you're connecting to, and then 1 volume knob that will control both your monitors and headphones. In looking at the back, you can connect up to 1 pair of studio monitors. This audio interface also comes bundled with some plugins from different companies, but in my humble opinion, they just don't stack up to Universal Audio. Now, let's discuss my overall thoughts and who would I recommend each of these interfaces to. First, I just want to say that regardless of which one you choose, all 3 can get you professional quality recordings if you know how to use them properly, and they're going to be more than enough to handle music production, content creation, live streams, podcasts, and voiceover. With all that being said though, if you're the type of person that just wants to focus on creating, you don't want to learn about the technical side of recording, you just want to plug and play, then I say go with the EVO. If you're someone like me that really cares about tone, you want to have access to vintage preamps and top-notch plugins, then I say go with the Volt. And if you're someone that just wants to save as much money as possible, you don't care about preamps or softwares, maybe you're doing this as a hobby and just wants to get started, then I say go with the FOCUSRITE. Like I mentioned before, the link to all of the interfaces are listed down in the description below. And if you want to check out my favorite budget microphones, then make sure to click on this video.